Days to go before most of us in England and Wales get a chance to vote for police and crime commissioners. Their job is to decide on the budget for the police force and, more importantly, what its priorities should be. But the Chief Constable will still be in operational control. So how's that going to work? Well, over the next few days we'll be talking to representatives of the main political parties about whether it's a good idea or not. I'm joined this morning by Julian Huppert, who is the LibDem's Home Affairs spokesman. Morning to you.
Good morning.
You're in favour, I take it?
Well, I think we have police and crime commissioners, and it's important to have that democratic oversight. So I really hope people will go and vote for whoever is best in their area. Pete Levy in Avon and Somerset, Brian Blake, Devon and Cornwall, Rupert Moss-Eckhart in my home area of Cambridgeshire.
All right, well, I can't let you plug all your candidates because that's not allowed under the rules. But look, this question of who is in charge, let's assume, and this is an example that the Association of Chief Police Officers offers, that a police chief wants to arm more of his officers with tasers, let us say. The Commissioner opposes that. Who wins?
Well, this is something which was an argument with police authorities, and I think the strategy of whether you arm people with tasers is something that I would like to see democratically controlled. It's incredibly important. We had a case a couple of weeks ago where police used a taser on a blind man because they mistook his stick for a sword. It is an important public policy issue as to whether there are tasers.
It's also an operational issue, though. That is the point, isn't it? And that's where there is going to be a clash. There already is a clash, clearly.
If they're used in particular cases and exactly how they're deployed, that is operational. But the principle of whether we want to see police in general armed with tasers is a very important matter the public should have a say in.
And how many there should be, because that's the point, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to sort of keep a taser in a cupboard in case you need it. It's quite another thing, and I exaggerate slightly, obviously, quite another thing for every officer on the street to have one. And that then becomes both a policy and an operational matter.
Well, the policy side is how widespread they should be. And this has been discussed on the Cambridgeshire Police Authority. We as Liberal Democrats have been pushing for police not to be regularly armed with tasers. I don't want to see this thing where more and more police carry these sorts of weapons which sadly can be misused, and we see cases like that.
But you're quite clear that the Commissioner would have the power in that case to say you may have 10, 20, whatever it is, 5 tasers, no more.
Absolutely. The style of deployment of taser, what the policy is something definitely for the Commissioner. Which officers it is, which cases it's used for, that's something for the Chief Constable.
And let's take another case, again raised by ACPO, and that is the Police Commissioner who says there's meant to be a badger cull in my area. I know it's been put on hold for the moment, but nonetheless there is going to be a badger cull sooner or later, according to government policy. The Commissioner doesn't want one, says no. The Chief Constable says, well, you know, that we've got to police it. We've got to, we've got to help it out. What happens then?
Well, firstly, let's hope we find a vaccine rather than do a badger cull.
But it's an example,
I think the question is that would be an operational matter for the Chief Constable. But your point about numbers of policing is really important. But it's not just about how many police are paid for, though there are some being recruited. In Cambridgeshire, for example, we're recruiting another 100. It's also about making sure the police can actually go out and do their jobs. And they are...
Well, they are at the moment, aren't they?
No, a huge amount of their time, and I've spent time with the police in Cambridgeshire, a huge amount of their time is spent on some of the paperwork, on trying to deal with IT systems that don't work. And actually, if we can get...
Operational matters.
Well... It is important that they are given the funding to have IT systems that do work so that police can spend time out doing things. Last time I spent some time with the police, they spent a couple of hours trying to download information from a head camera. They should have been out doing more useful things. They wanted to be out trying to prevent crime. We would like them to be out preventing crime.
Julian Huppert, thanks very much indeed.